Welcome back to Apex Sci Fi. In the galactic community, the planet Earth is considered a biological anomaly. It is a high-G world, possessing a gravitational pull nearly 3 times the galactic average. To most sentient species, Earth is a crushing trap where bones snap and hearts fail. But for humanity, this gravity was our forge. It gave us dense skeletal structures, hyper-efficient cardiovascular systems, and muscle fibers that are, by alien standards, equivalent to organic steel. The Sylth Hegemony didn't know this when the human colony ship Mayflower 2 crash-landed on their world, Ethel Alpha. Ethel Alpha was a low-G paradise, a world of floating mountains, tall, wispy trees, and a gravity so light that the Sylth evolved to be 6 feet tall but weighed less than 40 kilograms. Their technology was advanced, but their bodies were as fragile as glass. When they saw the short, squat primates emerging from the wreckage of the human ship, they didn't see a threat. They saw pets. "The creatures are slow," High Overseer Vax remarked, looking through his view screen at the humans struggling to stand up after the crash. "Look at how they heave their heavy limbs. They are clumsy and burdened. Capture the survivors. They will make excellent beasts of burden for the crystalline mines." Captain Jack Crusher Reed was the first human to be pulled from the debris. To the Sylth, he looked pathetic. He was breathing heavily, his face red from the effort of moving in Ethel Alpha's atmosphere. He was surrounded by a dozen Sylth warriors, their long thin spears pointed at his chest. "Species 5 Alpha," the translator buzzed. "You are now property of the hegemony. Do not attempt to resist. Your physical limitations make struggle impossible." Jack looked at the spear tip inches from his heart. He looked at the Sylth warriors, who moved with a slow ethereal grace. He felt strange. His body felt lighter than air. Every movement he made felt like he was a coiled spring. Limitations. Jack rasped. He reached out and grabbed the spear shaft. The Sylth warrior tried to pull it back, but Jack's grip was like a hydraulic vise. With a casual flick of his wrist, Jack snapped the reinforced crystalline shaft as if it were a dry twig. The Sylth froze. Their sensors showed no power cells, no exosuits. Just raw biological force. "You don't understand," Jack said, standing up. On Earth, standing up was a chore. Here he felt like he could jump over the trees. "I'm not slow because I'm weak. I'm slow because I'm trying not to break the floor." He took a step toward the lead warrior. The polished marble floor of the landing bay cracked under his boot. To a Sylth, a human footstep was a hammer blow. The warriors panicked and fired their pulse lances, weapons designed to stun the nervous system of fragile alien life. The blue energy hit Jack square in the chest. He didn't fall. He didn't even flinch. His dense human nervous system, built to survive the electrical storms and toxic bioflora of Earth, barely registered the sting. It felt like a static shock on a cold day. "My turn," Jack said. He launched himself forward. He didn't run, he exploded. With a single push of his legs, he covered 10 meters in a split second. He slammed his shoulder into the lead Sylth warrior. The alien didn't just fall, he flew. The lightweight Sylth was launched 50 feet across the bay, smashing into a decorative pillar and shattering his crystalline armor. To Jack it was a light shove. To the Sylth, it was a high-speed collision with a freight train. The bay erupted into chaos. The Sylth sent in their heavy guards, warriors in powered suits that weighed nearly 200 pounds. On Ethel Alpha, this was considered the pinnacle of heavy infantry. Jack laughed. "You guys call that heavy? I've got gym weights at home heavier than your soldiers." Jack didn't use a gun. He picked up a fallen piece of the ship's hull, a sheet of reinforced titanium. To the Sylth, it was an immovable slab. Jack wielded it like a frisbee. He swung the metal plate, decapitating a hover drone and shattering the shields of the guards. Every punch Jack threw was lethal. A simple jab sent Sylth warriors spiraling through the low-gravity air. He moved through them like a wrecking ball through a house of cards. High Overseer Vax was screaming into his comms. "Send the mechs. Send the sentinel bots. This creature is a biological anomaly. It defies the laws of mass." A sentinel bot, a 4-legged machine armed with heavy lasers, marched into the bay. It locked onto Jack and fired. The laser cut a furrow across Jack's arm, cauterizing the skin. Jack hissed in pain, his adrenaline spiking. On Earth, adrenaline makes you fast. On Ethel Alpha, it makes you a god. Jack didn't retreat. He grabbed the sentinel bot by its front legs. He felt the servos whining, trying to resist him. But Jack's muscles were fueled by the chemical fury of a Deathworld. He roared, his veins bulging, and tore the machine's legs from its chassis. He then picked up the 2-ton torso of the bot and hurled it at the command balcony where Vax was watching. The balcony collapsed. Vax plummeted to the floor, his fragile bones breaking upon impact. Jack walked over to the High Overseer, his boots leaving a trail of shattered marble. He looked down at the alien who was staring up in absolute, soul-crushing terror. "You thought we were weak because we look like this," Jack said, his voice echoing in the silent bay. "But on our world we have to fight just to breathe. We have to fight just to walk. You live in a playground. We live in a forge. And today the forge came to visit." The human survivors of the Mayflower 2 realized their power. They didn't need to build a fortress. They were the fortress. Within 48 hours, the fragile primates had taken control of the capital city. They weren't using high-tech weapons. They were using their bare hands, pieces of pipe, and stones. The Sylth Hegemony, an empire that had lasted 3,000 years, surrendered to 300 shipwrecked humans. The Galactic Council sent an emergency team to investigate. They found the humans playing catch, with boulders that weighed half a ton. They saw human children accidentally denting reinforced walls during a game of tag. "They are not Class X because of their technology," the lead scientist reported back to the council, his voice trembling. "They are Class X because they are biologically superior in 90% of the known universe. Their gravity has turned them into living weapons. If they ever decide to leave their planet in force, there is no shield in the galaxy that can stop a human fist." Jack Reed became the first governor of the Terran frontier. He sat on the High Overseer's former throne, which he had to reinforce with steel beams so it wouldn't collapse under his weight. He looked at the Sylth advisors, who were now bowing low, terrified of even touching him. "Don't worry," Jack said, cracking a smile that looked far too predatory for their comfort. "We're not here to destroy you. We're just here to stay. But remember, next time you see a human, don't look at our size. Look at the ground we're standing on. Because we're the ones who carry the weight of the world on our shoulders every single day. Humanity had proven the ultimate gravity HFY truth. The galaxy is a lightweight place and we are the heavy hitters. We aren't slow. We are just waiting for a reason to move. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. Our planet tried to crush us. It only made us stronger. If you enjoyed this display of human physical dominance, hit that like button. Comment below. What would you do with super strength on a low-gravity planet? Subscribe for the next front. The Poison Eaters. The ground is cracked. The giant is awake.